Welcome to Tiger Talk, your source for information about your hometown and surrounding area. Tiger Talk is brought to you by... And Tiger Talk brought to you by Whistle Stop Donuts, Strain Beans Coffee House, and Mrs. McLovick's Cupcakes on Lower Main in Princeton, Hancock's Neighborhood Market on Commerce Street in Katie's, delicious homemade goodness, and Perry's Floors and More.
Make the morning great with a stop at Whistle Stop Donuts on West Main Street in Princeton. Whistle Stop makes their donuts fresh daily, and they're ready on your way to work or school. They have a wide variety of fresh donuts, so you can surprise the office with a dozen delicious donuts. And remember, after 11 a.m., donuts are only $5 per dozen through August 8th. Stop by Whistle Stop today and enjoy a donut or a dozen. They're open 5 a.m. to noon, Monday through Saturday. Whistle Stop Donuts on West Main in Princeton.
All right, and at 8:07, we are here on Tiger Talk and have the pleasure of welcoming into the WPKY studio this morning Alonzo Pennington. How are you, sir?
Hello, Ty. I'm so glad to be here.
Man, I'm so glad you're here, and I appreciate the other day, I'm just sitting in my office out of the blue, bing, you know, the old messenger, and it's you, and you say, hey, man, I'd like to come in and talk to you, and I said, that's perfect.
Man, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come in.
I know you're a busy guy, and what we're talking about, and I don't know, you folks out there that are listening might have seen the signs of the Tradewater Music Festival.
Hopefully they have. We've put them everywhere.
Yeah, and they're out there. First of all, they're eye-catching. You know, they
Yeah.
got a little blue, a little black, but what's eye-catching about it is a lot of great artist names on there, too.
We have the biggest lineup of any of the festivals that happen in Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there's some big names, you know. It all gets underway Friday evening.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah, that's tomorrow. Yeah, it's here. And Jack Ingram, Confederate Railroad, Dave Lee Murphy. I mean, right off the bat.
That's our Friday night lineup. You know, a lot of people aren't familiar with Jack, but he's had a lot of hits. And once he starts singing them, you'd be like, oh, that guy wrote that.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. You know.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Confederate Railroad. Everybody remembers those guys. And David Lee Murphy. And how can you forget Dust on the Bottle?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
radio stations still play that
Yeah,
song.
yeah,
You know,
they do. That's a
20 years old,
great,
probably.
great song. And then, of course, the next day, here you are getting things going. Gates open at 11 o'clock, and then from 1 to 3, you've got a 2-hour set there.
Yeah, yeah. It'll be more like an hour and a half because we got to have 30 minutes to change over between bands,
Right.
and yeah, I'm the least famous band in the whole festival.
Well, but hey, man.
But man, it's a cool honor to be there. You know,
and
Saturday we got a great lineup.
Pure Prairie League, everybody knows. I mean, that
Shoot,
group.
yeah.
I mean, been around a long time. And
Everybody knows the song Amy.
Amy, yeah, you gotta love that. And Vince Gill was once in that band, I do
Yeah.
believe. Ben Haggard and the Strangers. There you go, man. That's big time there.
You know, I don't know if you've listened to any of Ben's stuff, but
don't know
Ben
much about
sounds
it.
just like his daddy
Dad,
Merle.
yeah.
And of course he's got Merle's band with him, so you know it's if you close your eyes and listen to him, you're gonna hear Merle Haggard coming through on that.
And tell us a little bit about Chris Knight.
Chris Knight, he's from over around Seabury, Madisonville area originally, but he's a big what they call the red dirt kind of country, the Oklahoma and Texas. He's
Right.
huge out there. He's a superstar out there, but you know, I guess it's a personal preference. He doesn't play around here a lot, so it's a rare occasion that he plays near home. He kind of likes to keep his home life and his work life separate.
Separate, yeah.
But you know, he had a lot of great songs.
Okay. And then, of course, headlining Saturday night, and rounding it out, the good old Kentucky
Headhunters,
Metcalf
man.
County. And tell us about those guys. Those guys have been around for a good while.
They've been around a long time. You know, I first met those guys back in the, I want to say, early 90s, late 80s, when I was just a little kid. And,
Yeah.
and Dad had opened up a show for them in Central City when they used to have the Everly Brothers concert.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I had met Greg Martin of the Headhunters then, just, you know, and he and Dad had kind of stayed in touch. And as I got a little older, we became friends, and, you know, we exchange emails all the time and picking stuff. And he loves the whole thumb picking thing that Dad and I do.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's how our connection started on that. And, you know, when we decided Russell Edwards and I decided, he really wanted to do a festival. I said, well, then we got to get the Kentucky Headhunters. That's a headline act that everybody knows.
Everybody knows the name.
People will come see.
Yeah.
And, there's few Kentucky acts that have done better than the Headhunters.
That's right. And tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind this festival. It's kind of snuck up on me. I mean, like I said, I've seen the signs, and you guys did a great job marketing this thing with flyers. And I know
we've been planning it for 8 months, and it snuck up on me. It's here.
Well, tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind this thing.
Well, I met Russell and Michelle Edwards a few years back, and they're friends of mine through music and stuff on the lake, and we just got to talking back last winter how cool it would be out at his place, and he's got an amazing place. It's 1,000 acres. We've got a huge amphitheater that can seat 15,000 people comfortably.
Really?
Yeah, it's plenty of parking, got camping. It's an amazing facility.
Wow.
And, we just said, hey, well, how cool would it be to throw a music festival here? And he said, well, let me show you. I've thought about it, and here's where I'd like to do it. And I'd like to move all this dirt and make this amphitheater here. And I was like, oh, yeah, you hear a lot of people talk about stuff they'd like to do. And I come out there one day, and he's got 2 big dozers and a big skidder out there, and they're moving dirt. I'm like, what are you doing?
He's doing it.
He's like, yeah, we're gonna make this amphitheater, and we're going to have a festival. And then I was just out there day before yesterday, and it's come along so beautifully.
So people that are going and playing on the amphitheater, is it bring a chair, amphitheater, and blanket and that kind of thing?
Bring a chair, bring your blanket, bring your cooler.
Oh yeah.
It's
well, heck yeah.
We've got a dozen vendors and things too, so there's plenty of food and plenty of drinks there. But if you want to bring your cooler and have your own,
sounds like a good time.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time.
What about as far you said there's plenty of parking, and you said they're camping too.
We've got camping available, and it's
just come stay the weekend.
That's the plan. There's no need to have to drive home Friday night. Bring your tent, bring your camper, sleep in your car.
I'm sure that'll be
depends
done.
on what you have in your cooler as to how comfortable you sleep, I guess.
I'm sure that'll be done. But it sounds like just a great time, and what a wonderful facility this amphitheater. I mean, the guy just said, "Hey, we're just going to do it." Yeah. Sometimes you just got to do that, don't you?
Russell's a gutsy guy. When he sees something he wants to do, he goes after it and he makes it happen. He's not just a dreamer, but he's a visionary that really does things. He's done a lot of really cool things in his career, and I know they're stressing out the weather. The rain had kind of gotten us down this week, but we've got a beautiful forecast this weekend.
Looking good.
Low 80s and low 60s at night.
Yeah, it's lined up for you, and folks ought to know that this is just the beginning. This not just this year.
Yeah,
this is probably going to. Once this baby gets launched, it's taken off.
As long as the people come out and support it, and it's one of those things. When you're doing a festival, you just kind of want to keep it going. It's not about making bukus of money, and it's not about that stuff. You
got to get through each and every year, right?
One festival promoter I heard say one time, you know how to make a small fortune doing festivals? Start with a large one.
there you go. Yeah, that's right. That's a great line. Do you remember who said it?
No, it was somebody down in Louisiana.
That's great. Well, why don't you brought your guitar, and those that are watching on the stream, say hello. And Alonzo's in the studio. You might as well do what you do best on that thing
cool.
For a second. Then we'll pick us one. Then we'll talk for another second. Then we'll take a little break and come back.
Afraid of no sticks and stones. She's had a shed of broken bones, and all those wild horses couldn't drag her down. All the way up from the Windy City, down to the Gulf where it's warm and pretty. There ain't another like her in any old town. She keeps it cool, never loses her head. If she ain't did you, be better off dead. You better move back up. got it all, beauty and brains. She's a belle ball, her eyes deep and blue and a yeah, that Kentucky girl, she showed the way, a crazy good loving all night and day. So good night, you don't ever want to forget. Kentucky girl, why you gotta roll so hard? Kentucky girl knows how to play her cards. She's like something I ain't never seen, even in my wildest dreams. Kentucky girl, running away with my heart. Kentucky girl, why you gotta roll so hard? Kentucky girl knows how to play her cards. She's like something I ain't never seen, even in my wildest dreams. Kentucky girl, running away with my heart. She's like something I ain't never seen, even in my wildest dreams. Kentucky girl, well, Kentucky girl, running away with my heart.
Oh, yeah. Kentucky Girl, that's off Alonzo's latest CD as well, Blame It On Me. And that's an original, right?
That is. Everything on that new CD is
Yeah,
original.
that is so good, man. I mean, we are so lucky to have a talent like you in this town. I mean, I hired you to play my high school reunion. You got the festival. You're and your dad and your family here in the town. But it's so cool that we've got a treasure like your
as
your
somebody
family.
who does what I do for a living, it's really cool. You can't imagine how hard this would be if I didn't have the support of the community and,
Yeah.
and people like our radio station here and our festival in town and people that care about what's going on.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and we've got a great music scene around here. Justin Reynolds was here a couple weeks ago. To
I
promote.
was listening to him that morning, picking at him, and said, "You can't sing that early in the morning." And then at that time, I was like, "Oh, I'm probably gonna have to go do that too." So,
And he pulled it off.
he did great.
And
Justin's a great singer.
He is, man, and they rocked Black Patch down there the other
I
night.
heard good things about that. I didn't get to go to their show. We took my daughter through Black Patch during the day, but and I saw them setting up down there. They're good at whatever they do.
So let's talk about Blame It On Me real quick. I know this has been out since the summer. I know you played some of this stuff at the festival back in June. I remember the Popcorn Sutton song. That's an awesome cut. And all these songs that I've heard you do. I mean, and all originals. And that's special. It's great to cover songs that other people done. There's great songs, but it's really special to have something of your own out there that was created from within here.
The last album I did, the Born with Nothing, but still got most of it left.
Yeah,
that one. It was a great album, and that was actually done with the record label I was with out of Memphis, Soundtracks Records, and I just kind of kept waiting. And Mr. Quentin Clonch that owns that label and produces everything on it, he's 95.
Wow.
And so his health isn't great. He just really wasn't able to get back to the studio, and I waited kind of about 2 years before I did this because, I just kept waiting, hoping he'd be able to go back, but he just really never was able to get back in the studio. And, I sent him a copy of this, and he liked it, and he liked all the songs on it. He said, but it doesn't have that big studio sound. And I was like, oh, yeah, well, I didn't spend $50,000 on it. So,
How did you do it yourself?
I did absolutely everything. I played every instrument on there from all the strings tracked to.
We know you can do that, but that's pretty cool. And then you mixed it, produced it, and did all of it.
Did everything.
Man, that's awesome.
I did everything but take the pictures of myself for the artwork, and that was my buddy Chad Fuller out of.
Yeah, I saw that.
Madisonville
Give them a plug. That's a great looking picture. You said that was up on Pilot Rock.
Up on Pilot Rock. He took a lot of cool pictures that day. It was really, it was probably a better scene watching me try to pack that $5,000 Harper guitar up on top of the Pilot Rock there with it. But
well, it must be very satisfying, really, to put something together like that from beginning to end all yourself, though.
In a way, it is. It's satisfying when it's done. You're like, oh, well, I'm done with it, and just start thinking about the next project, moving on. But that was about a 2-year project. It started out of me just doing the demos in my studio, and send them to him, trying to pick out what songs we wanted to do and things like that. Because we were still talking about doing another album with soul tracks.
Right.
And, even after he got this one, he said, if you hadn't locked up with somebody else, another label, we'd like to do something with you. I said, Mr. Clance, I said, I'd be glad to do anything you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
This guy recorded with Elvis,
yeah,
Beatles, and so I any chance I got to record with him, I would. I keep throwing this thumb pick across the room.
Junior Brown threw a thumb pick at me one time. Yeah, but I'd rather think I'll just get one from you. But it's awesome, man. Let's take a break, and we'll come back after our break. I want to talk some more about some of your music, and then, of course, want to encourage everybody to head up to I'll have you tell us kind of when we come back on how to get there. But this is really on the border of Crittenden and Webster counties. Is that right?
It is. It's Providence, but in Crittenden County.
Right. And so we'll kind of talk about directions of where this great festival is going to be this weekend, because, folks, it's a great lineup. On beginning tomorrow night, Jack Ingram, Confederate Railroad, David Lee Murphy rounds out Friday night, and then on Saturday, our very own Alonzo Pennington will get things rolling Saturday, followed by the Pure Prairie League, Ben Haggard and the Strangers. That's Merle's boy and Merle's band. Yeah. That's good stuff. Chris Knight, again, Alonzo just mentioned he is a guy that's kind of from out west and's kind of got his own brand. But if you want to hear some fantastic talent, check him out. And then, of course, rounding out Saturday night, the good old Kentucky Headhunters. We all know who they are and what they're about, and what a way to finish up a show. So we'll be back in just a second here on Tiger Talk. It is 8:22. We're going to hear from String Beans Coffee House and Miss McLovin's Cupcakes. You stay tuned and come on back. String Beans Coffee House in downtown Princeton specializes in made-to-order espresso drinks, hot, over ice, or frozen. They serve lunch Tuesday through Friday from 11 to 2. Like them on Facebook to view their weekly menu. They also rent out the back room for birthday parties, anniversary parties, and baby showers. That's String Beans Coffee House, 108 East Main Street, Princeton. Give them a call, 270-365-0550. Shh! It's Princeton's best-kept secret. Pardon me?
Mrs. McLovin's Cupcakes in downtown Princeton. It's truly the best-kept secret in Princeton. Come down and enjoy a delicious homemade cupcake made from scratch and only from the finest ingredients. While downtown, enjoy a sweet treat on the patio in front of our shop. It's a delightful way to spend a moment with a friend or someone you love. Check out Instagram and Facebook for the Mrs. McLovin's Flavor of the Week. Mrs. McLovin's Cupcakes on Lower Main in Princeton, where there's always room for a cupcake. Phone 270-963-2544 to place an order.
All right, we are back here in studio with Alonzo Pennington. We are talking the Tradewater Music Festival, and that is coming up this weekend, Alonzo.
Man, we've been planning on this a long time, and I'm so excited it's here. And when it's all said and done, we're going to start planning for next year.
Yeah, but like you said, with the line about a festival, plant the big one and go down. But I'd say you're off to a pretty darn good start here. Like you said, playing the big one and then just keep it rolling.
We wanted it to be a big deal and wanted it to be a big thing and have headline artists that people know who they are.
Yeah,
and
several names there.
I think we've got an outstanding lineup, and that was the hardest part of this is we had a lot of options, a lot of people to choose from. But this is what worked out best, and it's going to be great music the whole time. And something I forgot to mention is we actually have 2 stages.
Okay.
I have a small stage that's up near the food court. That way, between acts, we've got music going on up there.
Yeah, I think I read a press release, and somebody who's going to be performing on the
Friday night is Clayton Quisenberry and his band. I think they're out of Dawson.
Okay.
And then on Saturdays, my buddy Tim Lynch and his band.
Oh yeah, Tim's always good, and that's what's cool about these festivals. If you're starting out or you're just playing clubs and wherever, but it's a possibility where you got that large audience to see you that you may not normally play of. You might be playing, on a Saturday night in front of 45, 50 people. Here, you might be playing for thousands.
We're expecting thousands.
Yeah, well, I hope so. I hope you get them. I mean, it sounds like you got the place to accommodate them anyway.
We do. It's we've got a bigger and better venue than other things like Romp and stuff like that happens around here.
Yeah.
It's just,
And I think that's probably that's part of the mystery of it all. People are thinking, there's an amphitheater up there.
Yeah, and
you just got to go see it, don't you?
You really do. We've sold a bunch of pre-sale tickets, and a lot of them are folks around here, and places you can get these tickets.
Let's talk about that.
You can go down to the food giant down here and get tickets.
Yeah.
In Eddyville, you can Food Giant there, and I think it's IGA in Dawson.
Okay.
Um, but all those, the IGAs and Sureways and Food Giant stores, those are all part of it.
Okay. And let's talk about. I think the tickets are very reasonable. I got online
Yeah,
here
it's
earlier.
35 on Friday night, 45 on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean that's for a show anymore, and for this quality of music. I mean that's you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 acts for $45. I mean, come on,
Yeah.
that's you break that down, divide
6
it
acts,
out.
and 5 of them are really well known.
Now, don't sell yourself short, man. That name on there helps a whole lot, I think, especially for drawing around here. Because I mean, you put on a fantastic show, and I've never seen you play one time that haven't gone away just gone, man, that guy's fantastic. So we appreciate it. So let's talk about where this thing is. You said it's in Providence. It's in Crittenden County, but it's got a Providence address. So
Yeah,
let's tell folks how to get there.
From Princeton, the best way to get there is to go out past the high school and turn like you're going to Farmersville on 139.
Okay.
Follow that all the way down to Shady Grove.
Yeah.
Turn left. There's 139, makes that hard 90-degree turn there.
Yeah.
And then about a mile, you'll see a split for Highway 120 that goes back, and that's what goes to Providence. If you stay on 139, it takes you to Marion.
Right.
But if you turn right on 120, the Tradewater Festival, we got big signs.
Can't miss the signage,
It's
probably.
4.5, 5 miles
Okay.
down the road there, and you'll see signs and hopefully a line of traffic pulling in.
So you can if you're on your way, you can stop by Evie's at the Cat's Den, grab you
Yeah.
something, grab your supplies, grab your ice.
Yeah.
you head on down to Shady Grove and make a right, make that left there. I guess that hard turn, like you said, there at 139. Look for 120, make a right, and head on down there and look for
There
the
it is.
signs, and they'll
It's
get you there.
it's about 25 miles from Princeton.
About 25 miles, but. Folks, what a great lineup of music. We're going to listen to a track off Alonzo's CD, probably something that you might hear at the festival if you attend, and we surely hope that you do.
Yeah, this is one we're doing all the time now.
Okay, this is track 3, and it's called
Track
Blame It
number
On
3,
Me.
it's the title track.
Blame It On Me, yeah, title track to this album from Alonzo Pennington. So give it a listen here, and hopefully this CD player will cooperate.
your latest project's always your favorite project. It's just like your latest song you write, your favorite song you've written.
I think I hear you, but I think most people that enjoy music and get to see, I mean, because it is a gift. I think. I mean, there's a lot of hard work.
It's totally a gift.
There's a lot of woodshed to it, you know,
is.
but it is a gift.
But the fact that it's a gift makes it a heck of a lot easier and a lot more fun.
A lot more fun, and I think for those of us who love music, dabble around with it, church musicians or whatever, but to see somebody that gets to live their dream doing it, whether, and I'm not talking about somebody who might be absolutely, you know, like the Eagles or U2 that's totally famous, but to feel
I've been on some big stages.
Oh, yeah,
playing
you
for other
have, man.
people, but, you know, I didn't have any more fun than what I do going out with my own group and my friends and playing and seeing my friends in the crowd, and that means the world when you've got the support of the people that are around you.
I would bet to say, and you might correct me if I'm wrong, but I bet you've had moments on stage at a small venue with your band when you guys are, I mean, just doing it, man, better than any kind of feeling on the Grand Ole Opry or all these big stages that you've played on.
You know, I say it all the time. I'd rather play for, 20 people that are really into it and listen and caring about what you're doing than 2,000 people that are just walking around talking to each other.
Yeah,
Any day.
Yeah, because as an artist, as what you're in there, you're feeling it.
Yeah.
It's coming from your heart. It's flowing through you. And I mean, there's nothing like that. And you want everybody.
Yeah, when you're on stage and you make that connection with the people sitting there, and they're staring at you and they're hanging on to every word you say. There's something special when you've got that kind of thing in the palm of your hand where you're delivering what you have inside to these people and they're accepting it.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be.
It's
a great
its
feeling.
own kind of church.
you got it. You got it, brother. You got it. Well, let's hear another one from you before you get out of here, and then we'll talk and wrap up and get everybody out to the festival this weekend. Hit it.
Well, this is an old one of mine. I've had it for a while, and I like to play this every time I'm on the radio. I call it my first million seller I never had. Song on your radio. Well, there's one thing that I want you to know. No matter how high or how far you go, I still love you, and I can let it show. Every time that you need a friend, well, give me a call, and baby, I'll come back again. I sit with you till that sun comes up, but I still love you, baby, ain't that enough? Just recall when the times were good, was you and me doing what lovers should. And in my heart, there's a place I can go where I still love you, and I can let it show. Song on your radio, baby, think about me, and then you'll know that no matter who you're with, baby, or wherever you are, I still love you from near or far. Just recall when those times were good. It was you and me, just doing what lovers should. And in my heart, let it show. If you hear this song on 103.3 the Tiger Radio.
All right, man.
Thanks so much for having me today, Ty.
Hey, Alonzo, man, always a pleasure. And let's remind folks again, beginning tomorrow night, gates open at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So get up there and have a good time. Tradewater Music Fest. And one more time, from Princeton, 139, take it north towards Shady Grove. Make that sharp turn, find Highway 120 to your right, and look for the signs. Big old amphitheater. You can camp up there. Bring your cooler, as you said, and just have a good time.
We can fit tents all the way to RVs. So
that's awesome. Jack Ingram Friday, Confederate Railroad, David Lee Murphy. And then Saturday, it's you, Pure Prairie League, Ben Haggard and the Strangers Band, Chris Knight, and the Kentucky Headhunters. Man, what a great weekend of music.
I can't wait.
I bet you can't, and we can't wait. And folks, go out there and get some entertainment. You can check the Food Giants out to buy your tickets. And
that's right. Just save yourself some time. You know, you don't have to wait in line. Go down to the Food Giant, grab some tickets,
and head on up for a great weekend of music. Man, thank you as usual.
Thanks so much, brother.
Appreciate it, bud.
Glad to be here.
All right, man. And listen, everybody, head on up. Tradewater Music Festival tomorrow night and Saturday. Alonzo Pennington, and we want to encourage you to head on out. Thank you, sir, for being here. Brother. I'm going to finish up. We're going to switch. Evie's going to be here from the Cat's Den, and be sure you stop by there and get your ice and supplies on your way up to the festival here. We're going to play Beautiful Mess as Alonzo exits, and we'll get ready for Evie. Y'all stay tuned. You listen to Tiger Talk here on WPKY The Tiger.